right. Thank you so much for joining us for this call. I am super excited to be here and to hear the information that we're going to hear this morning. And I'm also super excited about our new product, Daily Wellness. It was just really released for public purchase a week ago, and we are going to have Lena this morning just share about the science behind that product and how it works with some of the other products as well. I encourage you to take out your pencil and paper to take notes. There will be some great information that you'll want to write down about this, and also think about questions that you'd like to ask Lena at the end. We'll have a time for Q&A. Our guest speaker is Lena Misener this morning. She has just a great background in science combined with health and wellness, which is a fabulous combination. Lena is a wife and mother of 4 children whom she has homeschooled or is still homeschooling. She also helps other homeschoolers by teaching classes. For homeschoolers, she teaches biology, advanced biology, and chemistry. I would have loved having Lena around when I was homeschooling my children. That's all I have to say. She and her husband, David, are distributors in LifeVantage. They are leaders for many of us in this company. They also have an Arabian horse breeding ranch, which also serves as a Christian ministry for at-risk children, where they can learn how to have healthier relationships and to connect with creation, which is just such a great boost for healing for any of us. Lena, just her background in science, she has a master's degree in microbiology, specializing in molecular genetics. She has done research and teaching in the area of medical public health and agricultural fields, and doing categorization and identifying specific pathogenic organisms. And it's just about all I can do to even say that, but Lena has done it, and I'm just so proud to know her. Lena, again, just thank you so much for being here, for sharing your time so freely and your wealth of information, and we will just look forward to hearing what you have to say today.
Well, thank you, Debbie, and thank you for hosting today while Julie is needing the day for some other family issues. I am so pleased that this format is working out, where we have kind of a series of talks, and I think they're a little different each time, because I really do keep researching the product. I keep learning more about what we're talking about. And so I'm just so excited to be sharing again. This will probably be the last wellness talk for a while, though, that focuses just on this product. What I'm planning to do in the future is to revisit a study where we were looking at the Bredesen protocol for reversal of Alzheimer's. And so that will be coming up next week. We'll plan on starting that, and we'll repeat that for a few times. I'm excited to share that. So let's get into wellness formula, because we've now been taking it. I think we're coming up on a month now that we've been taking this, and it has just been amazing. We're combining it with another drink that we have, and it tastes wonderful, and it's easy to take, it's easy to mix. And it's just been wonderful. And, when I first made this talk, I found this slide of this young child, because, I hadn't even had the wellness yet. And I was thinking about, just health and when I felt the healthiest in my life. And probably like most people, it was as a child, and just, running and playing on the beach after a full day at the beach, and just, full of life, no cares in the world. The sun's about to set, so I've got to make the best of that last little bit of time there on the beach. But, think about that time in your life when you felt healthiest. It probably was when you were younger. It probably was, at a time, when you didn't really have other cares that you have now. But that person that was then is the same person now. And that person that was then has the same genetic potential that that you had then, you have now. And we can still tap into that healing, those healing properties that God has put into place. And that's what we're striving to do through natural means rather than pharmaceutical means. So we focus first on our immune system because it really is our first defense, and it is our first system that protects us and keeps us in overall health. And our immune system is designed, to have these three systems that really work together as one, and they are highly coordinated. The immune system, the innate immune system, and the adaptive immune system. And these are all designed by God to help us maintain a healthy and balanced response to the outside world, because the outside world is bombarding us all the time. There's bacteria, there's viruses, there's pollen, dust, toxins, other microorganisms that want to, take hold. And, our body is designed to combat that, to be able to stop that invasion. And so this immune system is important in our gut and skin health. It's important in our antioxidant protection, where our immune and our host cells are ready to be able to be protected and against an assault, and to support immune cell growth. Because in order to have a good immune system, we have to have these immune cells actually growing and differentiating in our body so that they are active and efficient when we have these attacks. And so let's look here at the top part, the top right hand of the slide, where we have a virus that's trying to come in. And this is probably a respiratory cell, because it's got the little cilia, and it would have mucus coated membrane that would, that's part of our defense that we're going to talk about with the integumentary system. But if that virus gets through and the cells are infected, the cells then are hijacked to produce the viral particles and a new virus. And then those are released, and the body starts an innate immune response. That's why when you get the flu, it's like it comes on fast, because all of a sudden these cells are releasing the viral particles, the viruses, and they're infecting new cells, and your body's recognizing that they're out there in your system. And so these natural killer cells, the cytokines, start to build up. This is like the first couple of days when you feel really yucky with a flu or a bacterial infection on your skin. It would be very red and irritated within your body too. There's a lot of red inflammation, very irritated feeling. And so this is called the innate immune response. And it's really very primitive, and it's very harsh on your body, because all of the other cells around it are suffering, and that's why you feel so bad. And so, but after 3 to 5 days with a good immune system, your adaptive immune response should start kicking in, so that you have very specific cells. So these are like the snipers that start coming in. And these snipers in the army are very targeted, and they are only going to be targeting the invader, the virus, the bacteria, to be able to take them out. And these snipers are the B cells and the T cells, and the macrophages are still acting to just eat everything that's needs to be taken away. But then after day 6, we start to have plasma cells that start to have memory function, where that's going to be protecting you from invasion in the future, because it will remember. So if we go to the back to that day 1, where the cells were first presented with these antigens, they will remember it. You won't get this big, huge innate response. It'll be able to skip over the innate response and go right to the adaptive response and clear the house, clear your body of the infection. So it's an amazing system. It's an amazing system we have in place. But what comes first, even before that system, is our first line of defense. And it saves us many times. I mean, many things that we are exposed to, we never have to deal with our innate immune response, because our integumentary system, the barrier system, is working first. But that has to be healthy to be able to be its most effective. This is your skin. This is your mucous membranes. It's your mucus that's formed. And it's providing a physical barrier preventing microbial access into your body. And so it's, when I remember the first time I taught my students that you think of your skin on the outside, but then you also have this inside. You're just this massive tube on the inside, and that tube on the inside of you, all of your digestive system, all of your gut, it is just as exposed, if not more exposed, to the outside world. And so it's very important that we keep our gut healthy because of that. So in the past, doctors were prescribing that we take or drink or eat a lot of vitamin C because that would make us healthy to prevent a common cold or a flu. And they've studied it, and vitamin C is very, very important. I don't want to downplay that, but it's not a way. The massive dosing of vitamin C through your gut is really going to be causing more harm than good. And so we do need to eat well. We do need to support the body with vitamin C, but we need to be careful how we're doing it, making sure it's presented right. And so our daily wellness, it has all of these things we need for basic gut health, really good gut health, but also supportive vitamins and minerals, so that we can thrive. And so, we started talking about daily wellness before it was actually announced in February. And then we've gotten it now since we ordered ours on the 24th when it was first available to distributors. It's been amazing, and it looks just like this glass that's in the picture. Very easy to mix up. And on March 13th, a week ago, it became available to everybody. And if you haven't ordered it yet, please do, because it is just amazing. We've been so pleased with it. All right, so this is what's in it. People always say, well, what's in it? Well, the first thing on that list, and I told you I was not anti-vitamin C. I definitely am for vitamin C, but it needs to be presented in a food form or in combination with food, because foods are made to be presented together in compound. And this vitamin C presented with the rest of the ingredients that we have is a really good presentation to your gut and to your immune systems to be able to readily take them up. Immune cells have a lot of vitamin C within them. They require a lot of vitamin C's to operate efficiently with the antibodies that they are making, and to be able to recognize the invaders. And so it's helping us with our antioxidant protection. It's helping the immune cells to be able to divide and differentiate, and for the barrier to function, because your skin needs vitamin C, or you end up starting to have trouble. I mean, if you remember the sailors from the 1700s, when they were on the ships for a long time, they didn't have fresh fruits and vegetables. They ended up with scurvy. And scurvy started first as sores in the mouth. And then eventually it was like sores on their skin, and their skin wasn't looking so hot. But once they started to have the limeys, once they started to have fruit on the ship, especially citrus, they were able to combat that, and it started to be requirement of daily ration for the sailors to have this. And so it is important to get this vitamin C in a natural form, eating fruits and vegetables every day. But we want to make sure that we're getting something in a supplement form, so that we can make sure that we're hitting it every day, especially those days that we're not eating the way we should. Okay, so the second vitamin that we have in this is vitamin D3. And it's in a small dose, so that we have other products that have vitamin D in it, so that we're not overdosing on vitamin D, because that is possible to do. Most people are vitamin D3 deficient. We just do not spend the time outside that we used to. And, people will say, oh, well, I just need to spend 15, 20 minutes outside. Most people, their systems are not like primed to really make the vitamin D, especially, I mean, when you're talking about winter light or this early spring light, it's very difficult for you to be able to make the amount of vitamin D3. So most people, especially this time of year at the end of winter, they are deficient in vitamin D3. And it is so important to be to make sure your vitamin D3 levels in your body are at optimum, so that your immune system is working well. It's also important in helping to regulate over 2,000 genes. I mean, it acts almost like a hormone in our body. I mean, when it comes in. And so it's very important to make sure we have this in plenty. Zinc is another mineral that we as Americans are very deficient in, and it's important in producing superoxide dismutase, which is the primary antioxidant that our body makes, superoxide dismutase. And so it needs zinc present in order for us to make it efficiently. And so this is also supporting all of these barrier cells within our body for our immune system. All right, so here are the two star players of our daily wellness, where we have a 20 milligram of elderberry extract from the berries. This has been used for centuries. People have recognized that elderberries are so important for overall wellness. They're providing a lot of natural vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients just because it's a whole berry extract. When you look at the wellness formula, I haven't looked at it under a microscope, but I've looked at it pretty carefully. You can tell which particles are from the elderberry because they're that very bright, dark purple. And so those are loaded with the antioxidants and the phytonutrients. I'm really excited to be able to have this in a sugar-free form, because we bought this as a syrup that's made by a local lady, and we've taken that for years, especially in the wintertime, as a wellness product. But I'm happy to have this now because this is going to be without the sugar, because usually you had to have, if you were going to have the elderberry be able to be preserved, you had to have it in a sweet base. And so this is a good alternative. All right, and then as a microbiologist, I'm super excited that we have a product that has whole yeast ferment in it. And a whole yeast ferment is a postbiotic product, means that this is the product that the yeast has made. This is the fermentation product. And if you're paying any attention at all to gut health and things that you can eat to help your gut health, you know that eating fermented foods is going to help your gut health. And so this is a way for people that maybe don't like sauerkraut, or they don't like kefir, or they don't like kombucha. It's a way for them to get a fermentation product down that tastes good, that's easy to take, that's easy to purchase once a month. It's real. I'm excited for how this is going to change for a lot of people, their overall gut health, because it's going to be working to support the activation of our immune cells. It's going to be really priming them. It's like getting them into this first stage so that they're ready to take on an invasion, a bacterial or a viral invasion, and be able to, combat it very quickly. And so there's less sickness that will happen if these immune cells are primed and ready to go. They don't have to go through the priming step. And so the yeast ferment is loaded with postbiotic proteins, and these postbiotic proteins are much easier for us to digest. It's easier even to help the rest of our gut flora, because our gut flora, those microbes, they need nutrients too, and many of those need to have like a pre-digested product, and that's what this provides. It's also providing many polyphenols, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, polysaccharides, beta glucans, and fiber that are just in the ferment that's been made more bioavailable by the yeast fermentation. And so this yeast fermentation product, we are very, very pleased to have this, to be able to say that this particular product, we have a list of research that's been published. This was starting in 2006. And goes through 2019. I'll have to look and see if there's been some more in the last year, but we have 8 published human clinical trials and 7 published preclinical trials, and they are all showing this particular aspect of our wellness, this yeast fermentation product, that it's actually enhancing the immune system, and that it's activating the immune system to be able to increase the natural killer cell responses, and that that it's helping people when they have cold and flu-like symptoms to be able to recover quickly. And I mean, it's just really amazing research that we have on this. I'm always, as a scientist, I always love to actually see the science behind the product. So with our daily wellness, what you can tell your friends is that this is going to be 5 to thrive. We've got those 5 ingredients. We've got our C, vitamin C. We've got our vitamin D. We've got the zinc, and we have the elderberry, and we have our yeast fermentation. But we also have 5 things that it's going to be doing in our body. It's going to be improving our immune response. It's going to be boosting our body's responses to stress. It's going to be supporting our everyday health and well-being. It's going to be supporting our respiratory health and our sinus health. It's going to, because it's supporting all those integumentary systems. It's also going to be supporting a balanced gut microbiome. So with this addition to our product lineup, we now have one of the best gut microbiome support systems available out there. I mean, these are all 3 the top of the line products. Our prebiotic, we have also based in science, where it's providing fiber, it's providing nutrition and support for the microorganisms to be able to grow and thrive in our gut. I actually combined this prebiotic, it's got a blood orange flavor. It's a very orangey flavor, goes very well with the daily wellness flavor in combining in a drink. And that's what I have every day. And this, by having this prebiotic and postbiotic together, I'm supporting when I take the probiotic, our probiotic is a selection of gut microorganisms that are in a patented delivery system based on pH, so that as it goes through your gut, it can survive your stomach acid, which is most probiotics do not survive your stomach acid. And so a good majority of it survives the stomach acid. And then as it starts to get into the more alkaline conditions, the more basic conditions of your small intestine and large intestine, it starts to release. And we actually get our probiotics to our hindgut. So this is just amazing that we have these 3 together. So we have now, it's available this last week. We're starting to sell this product. We've got some people that are just absolutely loving it. It tastes great. It's a good orange juice replacement, for those of us who are trying to stay away from really more sugary type of drink. And it's really very cost effective. It's a $1.67 per day when you get onto the subscription price of about $50 a month, and it's just so worth it. It's just really going to be boosting your health. We are having this in combination now as the activated daily wellness stack, where we can combine this with our Protandim Nerf 2 Synergizer with the daily wellness, and we can get this at a subscription price where it's coming every month for $85.98, which is it's a $16 savings, which is really, really nice. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Protandim Nerf 2 Synergizer, make sure you're getting with your distributor to find out about that product, because this is our flagship product. I mean, this is the one product that I'm like, everybody needs to be on Protandim Nerf 2. So that concludes my talk, Debbie, and I'm open for questions.
Great. Lena, thank you so much. I'm always blown away when I listen to you. I'm blown away by your knowledge and your ability to share it, but I'm also just blown away by the information, the way that our body works, and then the way these products really support our products and give our bodies what they need to really function the best they can. So those of you who are on the call, if you have questions, let me stop the recording. And